Today, I'm going to be showing you the ins and outs of the cold email system that I've developed in my SMMA that books me 1 to 3 meetings per day. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Damien Alvarez. I run an SMMA called Concordia Digital, and we primarily service hardscape, landscape, and contracting professionals to book them more jobs and generate them more revenue. Now, we've chosen to focus primarily on cold email because I just think it's the most scalable. Nowadays, with social media, you can only send out so many DMs or so many follows per day. And with cold email, the only bottleneck on your actual output is the amount of email accounts you're sending from. So now, before I get into the technical stuff of setting up email accounts and setting up deliverability so you can send out thousands per month, I want to go ahead and show you some of the stats that we're getting on the campaigns that we're running right now. So in this specific campaign, we've sent out over 7,000 emails. It began around this time, middle of January, so about 2 weeks now. And in our pipeline here, we have 20 opportunities that came straight from cold email. So what this looks like, the way I have my pipeline set up, is in the new leads, these are people that have responded today or I haven't gotten back to them yet. Engaged is we're in the middle of a conversation, but we have not had a meeting yet. Appointment scheduled is we've gotten on the phone and talked, or if they're in the middle of, if they have an appointment scheduled for tomorrow or the next day. No show is they missed their meeting. Follow up is they have completed that initial call and we're on track to get them set up. Onboarded is we are currently in the process of onboarding them, or we have successfully onboarded them. And then dead lead is anyone who, if it's abandoned, then it is people who didn't qualify or they weren't the right type of business, but we took that sales call anyways, or anyone who couldn't benefit from the service. Now, the ones that are lost here are actual mistakes on the sales calls that I made that were essentially just lost opportunities that are just failed sales calls. So we keep accountability there as well. But overall, we have some pretty good top of funnel metrics, and we're looking to hopefully onboard a lot of these people in the coming weeks. Now, as far as the technical setup of how to actually set this up on the back end, it's a little bit different than how it was in the past. Nowadays, you have to buy multiple different domains and multiple different user accounts under different Google Workspace accounts, so it's a little bit more complicated to set up, but the overall gist is I have a spreadsheet like this right here where I keep track of all these sending domains that I have under my users. So we have the main one here. This is where everything gets forwarded to. If you want to reply from Gmail, then you would use that domain. And then every other account here is just a burner account that sends out actual cold emails. So when a user account is fully warmed up and ready to send out cold emails, you can send a total of 25 cold emails per day and 25 follow-up emails per day for a total of 50 emails per user account. If you go any more than that, then you risk deliverability issues, going to spam, getting blacklisted, and ruining your domain. So that's kind of the limit you want to sit at, which is why you need multiple different domains if you want to send out a greater volume of cold emails. So how I have it set up right here is I have these emails that are active right here where it says yes, actually sending out cold emails, and then I have these 5 user accounts on just to warm up on instantly to if any of these accounts ever gets goes to spam or gets blacklisted, then I can easily switch out one of the accounts down here that are not currently sending out that are perfectly fine. I swap it out with one of the ones that is going to spam, and then effectively just switch out that account and have a fresh one in there while the other one gets out of spam and stuff like that. So earlier this week as well, I purchased 5 new domains. We're looking to double the inputs of our cold email system. It's getting us results, so we want to capitalize on that. So I'm in the process of setting all these emails up. So for the next 2 weeks, all these emails will be warming up, and then after that warm-up period, when they're fully ready to go, we will be sending out an additional 1,000 emails from these accounts. So effectively doubling our inputs and thus doubling our outputs, which is pretty nice. So now, the reason why we don't just use one domain and say all of these email accounts are under the first concordiadigital.org domain is because you want to spread out your email deliverability. If one account under one domain gets blacklisted, the odds that the other accounts in that domain also get blacklisted are pretty high. So by spreading out your sending accounts on different domains, you kind of just mitigate that risk and allow yourself more flexibility in preventing failure in the future. If you guys want to see exactly how to set this stuff up in terms of buying the domains, linking it with the Google Workspace account, and setting it up properly so you have 100% email deliverability, just let me know in the comments and I will create an in-depth video on how exactly to set up these email accounts and get a system like this running. So if you're not already aware, we are using Instantly as our email sending software. This just automates the process of actually sending out the cold emails and follow-ups for us, so we're not sending out 1,000 emails by hand, which would be absolutely brutal. So as you can see here, all the accounts that were in that deliverability hub you just saw, minus the ones at the bottom that I just bought earlier this week, are in here, and they have been in here for a few months now. So Now, you may be wondering why I have a 60 email limit here instead of the 50, as I mentioned earlier. It's because I just launched a new campaign earlier today, and I'm too eager to wait till tomorrow to send out the rest of these emails. So I decided to send out 10 more emails per domain just for today to test out the campaign that I'm running right now. So typically it's at 50, but right now it's just at 60. Now, in terms of the actual campaign that we're running, you may notice here that the open rate is disabled on the account. Now, this is just because after the first, couple hundred emails, you get a feel for what the open rate is for the email that you're sending out. So you can turn it off after that point if it's up to KPI, which for me is around 50 to 55%, which the subject line that I'm using does get that open rate. So perfectly fine there. Reply rate is 2.5. I want to get that bumped up a little bit, but you'll see in a little bit why exactly that's a little bit lower than what we would expect. Now, in terms of the actual email sequence that we're sending out to our prospects, we're doing a 5-step email sequence here, one with the initial, and then 4 follow-ups with a 2-day buffer in between each email. So here's the first email here. Now, if I were to change this today, I would not include this whole first paragraph here, take out all the social proof, and just keep it very, very simple. I think it's a little bit too long for what I know now in terms of cold email, which is why I launched a new campaign earlier today with a completely different first email. But in terms of that reply rate, why it's only 2.5% instead of the recommended 4 to 5% on a cold email is primarily because of the second paragraph here. It's very, very abrasive to start off here, which is intentional. I want to attract leads and attract people to work with that are go-getters, and they want to work with people right now. So if I were to take this line out and be a little bit more casual, be a little bit more passive, then I'm sure I would get the reply rate up and work with more people. But I just prefer to work with that type of prospect that doesn't really care about corporate punctuality or anything like that. They're ready to do stuff now and they want to get things done immediately. So now the offer that we're running also is a free trial offer for paid ads, which I think is the easiest offer to run right now in terms of SMMA. There's a lot of offers out there that you can use. Pick whichever one's your favorite. Right here, I just know that the results that I can generate for a client in the first 2 weeks will blow their mind, and it's the easiest way for me to get my foot in the door and show them exactly what I'm capable of. So that's the offer that I'm running. It's been working really well for me. It brings on people that are ready to ready to launch ads right now, ready to work right now. And being that I know how to run ads and know how to generate results for clients, I'm confident in offering that for free, because most of the people that come on for free eventually turn into a client either way, due to the pure results they get in the first 2 weeks. So that's the offer that we're running. Now, the second email is just a bumping email. It's nothing too crazy. It's just, hey, can you take on more business? Bumping that email to the top of their inbox. And then the third email here is, are you the right person at your company to talk about this? I think you're underestimating this. This can be truly life-changing for you. So it's more of just a bump in terms of, hey, if you're not the right person, let me know who is so I can talk to them instead. Now, the fourth one is a value follow-up. So still nothing. Let me send over an ad template that's crushing it right now for my other clients. Let me know if you want that. So this one gets a lot of replies as well, saying, hey, I don't really want the ad template, but you've got my attention now. Let's talk on the phone at this point. Now, if they actually want an ad template, I can just go ahead and pull out one of the ads I'm running for my clients right now, send it over to them, and show them exactly what it is. Not very hard to do that, but it's more of just a value exchange to get them in contact with me. So then the last one is kind of a breakup email, I guess you could say. Have you gotten any emails this past week? I'm in the dark right here. Let me know. So this one gets a lot of really aggressive replies. It's like, hey, I've gotten the last 5 emails. Clearly you're in the dark for a reason. Please leave me alone, which is perfectly fine. What we want from these prospects is not, we want a yes or a no. We just don't want to be left kind of in that gray area, that loose state. So a no is perfectly fine with me. I just want a yes or a no. So now I'll just show you the Unibox that's in instantly, that kind of keeps track of all your replies for you. All the interested replies that I've gotten, just so you guys can see. I'll show you a couple of the vulgar, not interested replies too, just so you can kind of see what to expect when you're running cold emails. So this is one that we got today. He just, sorry about the delayed response. Where is it? So let's talk in the morning. I'm open to trying it out. Sorry for my delayed response. Do you do Google Ads as well? What we responded was, that works for me. No worries on the delay. We're all busy. Yes, we do Google Ads because we are a full service advertising agency. Now, the main thing you want to get when you reply to people is their cell phone number. And then what I do is I just text them and say, hey, this is Damien from, or this is Damien. We were talking through X person's inbox. Are you cool with me calling right now? As soon as they say yes, you want to text them or call them as soon as possible to capture them while they're hot. This is the most important thing. If you wait too long to reply to them or to get reach back out to them, they just lose interest, or they're busy for the next couple of days. But if you catch them right when they respond to your email and shoot them a text right away and say, "Hey, can I call you right now?" You have more of a chance of getting on that initial call and setting up the relationship to work in the future. So another one we got today. This one responded to the third email that we sent. So, are you the right person at X company to talk about this? I think you're underestimating it. And then she says, yes, I am the person to speak to. I would definitely love to hear what you say. Here's my number. Texted her, got on the phone with her, and she will be onboarding tomorrow. Now, a few of the not interested ones. Let's see if we can find a good one here. There's one I got today. Yeah, so this one here that we got today, I am the right. They responded to the third email that we sent out. So I am the right person, but I do not wish to work with you. I don't care for swearing. There's no excuse for this. So this is exactly the type of client that I'm trying to repel. So that's why I include that very abrasive, very vulgar line in there in the email to attract the type of people that I want to work with. I wouldn't want to work with this person either way because she probably takes forever to do things, and she's just not the type of person I want to work with. So even though the reply rate on my actual email is lower, I work with the type of people that I want to work with. So it's a win-win for me. A few more. There's a pretty there's a couple pretty vulgar ones. All capitals. Let's see. Like this one. The fifth one here, I'm in the dark, let me know. And then they say I'd say if an email didn't get a response, I'd probably quit emailing them, take me off your list. Things like that. You got to be okay with people saying that they're not interested and they're saying no to you. This person, I would never work with anyone that uses the F word in their pitch. It is completely unprofessional and offensive, and I don't forgive your French. Shame on you. You should be mortified. So it's just a little bit funny how people respond to these things. They get a little offended with the language that you use, but it's give and take. You can do whatever you want in terms of the copy that you're using, and you can attract the type of clients you want to attract. So now, just a few cold email tips that I've found. The first one, I have 6 things here that I want to go over with you. Now, the first one is if you have garbage leads or your list is full of prospects that are trash, not in your industry, or you don't have the right emails, then you're going to get bad results. The most important thing that you don't realize that you need to do is you need to have people on your list that are actually willing to, or actually have the potential to work with you. If you just buy a random list off D7 Lead Finder and just blast it out, you're probably going to get piss poor results because those people have been blasted 100 different times and they don't, they're immune to the cold email stuff. Pay someone a lot of money, well, not a lot of money, but pay someone a decent amount of money to generate a list for you. Do it yourself, learn how to prospect. There's different solutions you can use to get quality lists, but you need a quality list if you want to get quality results. So the second thing I have for you is don't treat leads like leads. This is something that I got from Alex Hormozi in his book. If you treat leads like you follow up once a day, or you work with them and try to follow up with them next week, or let's get on a call next week, they're not going to respond to you. You're going to lose a lot of people through the pipeline. This is why I was so adamant earlier today. When they respond to you and respond to your email, get on the phone with them right away. If they ever say they're interested, call them every single day until they tell you to, tell you no, or tell you to F off. If they're interested at one point, they're going to be interested again, and you want to make sure you capture that lead when it's as hot as possible. So the third thing, like I just said, once interested, continue to follow up until they tell you no. It's just people let leads slip through the cracks after they say yes, I'm interested, and they want to work with you, just because they're lazy and they don't want to follow up, or they don't want to take the call, or they don't want to do it. Just do it. The reason why you're doing this stuff is to get on appointments, is to get on calls with people. When someone says they want to talk to you, make sure you talk to them. The fourth thing that I have is get everything done on that initial call. So when you get them on the phone, you want to have a system in place where you can process them through your system and onboard them, hopefully at the end of that call or later on a call the next day or something like that. What I do, since I'm running the free trial thing, people that say, yeah, I'm good, I'm interested, let's do it, and then I email them over the stuff after the call, I find that they just slip through the cracks and I have to follow up with them for a few weeks in order to actually get them back on the phone. So what I've turned to doing the past week here is, after I get through my initial questioning phase of can I actually work with this person, then I actually send them over the documents on the phone through email and walk them through how to do it on the phone, so it gets done right there, right then. A lot of business owners will take forever to do things, and if you want to get fast results, as soon as possible, then you need to have a system in place where it allows your prospect to do things right now. So fifth thing I have here is, if it's not a yes, it's a no. So unless someone on the phone says, yep, I want to work together, let's do it. How do I get started right now? If they say, yeah, well, I'll just think about it. Yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll give you a text. Then it's probably a no. They just want to let you down lightly. You need to fight that stuff back. You need to handle that objection on the call as soon as you hear it. Because if you don't, they're just going to be stuck in your pipeline and stuck in the beginning, and they'll just ghost you, or it'll just take a lot more effort than getting a yes or a no right now. So the sixth thing and final thing I have for you is systems iteration. So you need to have a system in place where you're constantly improving on the processes and stuff that you have in place. Like for example, on my cold email system here, like I said, I just launched a new campaign earlier today that has taken the wins that I've gotten out of the first campaign and introduced them into a new sort of variation here. So a whole new thing, seeing how it works, seeing if it's better than the last one, then we go with that one and iterate on that one. And if it's not, we'll go back to the first one and reiterate a different angle. Now, it's important to remember that once you find a system, whatever that would be, cold email, cold outbound, cold DM, cold call, something that's working, you want to go as hard as you can on that thing. This is why I just bought 5 new domains earlier this week, and I'm looking to double the inputs of the cold email system, because we found something that was working. It's booking us 1 to 3 meetings per day, and the only constraint on that is the amount of volume we can push towards it. So once you find that thing that's working for you, make sure you double down and go really hard on it, because there's a big chance that it won't be working as well in the future for you. Now, that's pretty much all I have for you in terms of how to book 1 to 3 meetings per day with cold email. It's what we're doing right now. It's been working for me for the past couple weeks, last month-ish here, and I figured I'd share that with you so you can learn something and hopefully implement that in your either SMMA or your online business. As always, I will put my phone number as the first thing in the description. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to text or call me at any time. I'll always be there to help you out. But yeah, follow me on all socials at Damien Alvarez, and I will see you guys next video.